Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's well. Um, just wanted to make a video today because I've had some things on my mind, over the last probably the last week or so. Um, there's been a lot of heavy things going on, um, life-wise. Some stuff was alluded to, and by my son in some of the previous videos, some of the giveaway videos. But some big life changes happening, and they're happening very quickly. But it's looking like my son's going to be now living with me and my wife full time, and we're in the process of transferring schools, and um, it's going to probably be a little bit of a difficult road going forward. But I feel like we're doing the right things. I feel like we're doing as best as we can. You know, and we're all we can really do is take it day by day when it comes to health and uh, recovery and stuff like that. So although it's been a lot of chaos, a lot of really heavy stuff, I feel like I've been kind of handling things all right. Um, and I think I feel very kind of grateful that I was in a pretty stable place before all this really kicked up. Um, and I mean, the only thing I'll just say, just to not get too in depth, and I'm trying to kind of walk the line of what I should share and what I shouldn't. But my son's mother is in the hospital, and she's not doing very well. Um, so and while I'm handling this, and like I said, I am grateful that I felt like I was in a somewhat stable position before all this ramped up. If I was still either in and out of detox or on a run or anywhere besides kind of where I'm at now, like it probably would be a mess. But the thing that's been kind of on my mind, and I don't know if this is a matter of like kind of how I talk to myself internally or not. It's tough when you read comments and you have dialogue with people. There's always kind of the two conversations. There's the conversation you're having with the person, and then there's the conversation you're having with yourself. How you're interpreting this conversation, how it makes you feel, and you know, whatever. But I've seen a lot of comments regarding the videos where I talked about making the decision to go to maintenance, and some of the comments were very, very supportive and understanding, and I very much appreciate all those comments. Some of them were um, and it's not that they were diskind. It's And I don't want to even like label it as ignorant or anything. It's it, there's a reason why I didn't, and I said it in the first video when I first talked about maintenance, about how like I didn't really want to bring up dosages or anything like that. And then before I started, before I wanted to start to kind of take the channel in a new direction, or at least just start exploring other things and being more creative, I did that last video where I said, my dosage and where I was at. And that was kind of like just me trying to relay a message to everybody that had kind of come with me along the way, just so they know where I'm at, what my plan was, and all that. And, and I later came to not regret it, but like, that was me thinking I owed somebody something that I probably didn't owe them. And, it brought out a lot of internet doctors, and a lot of people that, wanted to diagnose things based off of 5 minute clips they've seen of me for a year, throughout that. So, it's time to diagnose me and all that. And I know not to take comments too serious and all that, but I just wanted to, I want to address, I think it is like an overall misconception that if you're on maintenance, it's just like, it's easy. You just traded one thing for another. You're exactly where you are back then. Somebody used the term like, I thought you would be smart enough, or you were too smart for pharmaceutical serfdom or something like that, somebody said. And I get it. Maintenance medications can be overscribed at times. There are people that maybe are uneducated when they get on it. There might be a bad doctor that, grab somebody that just fell off the turnip truck and got them on Suboxone and 24 milligrams and maxed them out and, had them on that for the next 30 years or whatever. I'm sure there's going to be those doctors and those people. But I'm not that person. I've grown up with this stuff. It's in the family. This medication is in the family, unfortunately. And, I'm not pointing to 100% genetic and all that kind of stuff, but, they're finding when they're doing scans of people's brains, they could see an opiate addict's brain on scan. They could tell just by looking at it if you're addicted to opiates or not. They can actually almost see the hole where, the hole you're trying to fill with pills on the scan, But what I want to get at, like I said, I want to get to without getting too off track here, is that like this mindset that, and it's really, I want to go through this because I hope it's maybe a learning topic, because I went through it myself of like, okay, well, I was taking one thing, now I'm going to take this thing. They're supposed to be exactly the same, cover the same bases. It's just going to swap out and I'm going to just carry on like, everything's good. And it's not like that at all. It's a complete learning curve. It's a complete learning experience. It's also, if anybody thinks it's easy or, it's simple to, have a pharmacist hand you a whole box of strips and then say, here, you manage this month. If anybody thinks that that's simple as an addict to do, then, I'm sorry, it's not. And, and there was ups and downs with it. And there was, cravings and wanting to take an extra strip early on and all this kind of stuff. Like there was still all that stuff going on. Plus there is an adjustment. Plus there are some things that, some receptors that kratom's hitting that the Suboxone is not. So there's still like a washout period. And then, like I said, just learning how to manage the medication and all that. And I'm happy to say after, like a bumpy month or so, like I've gotten to a point now where it's almost something that I put out of my mind. It's just like the brushing your teeth or whatever. And people can call that pharmaceutical serfdom or whatever all they want, or people could say like, oh, silly man, you just traded one hook for another. It's like, yeah, maybe I did. But I can tell you right now, what the things that I've been doing lately, how I've been performing, how I've been handling situations, I know for a fact I would not be able to do that at the current state I was while I was out. There was no way. It's a shame because that's the sickness there. That's how you dig deeper and deeper, because eventually you get to the point where you're so ill physically and mentally that you can no longer keep it together for even an hour and a half to go to a meeting. When you get to that point and you've really painted yourself into a corner and you start seeing what the options are. I knew what my options are. I knew what they were. Thought about it long and hard. Talked with people. I still do therapy every other week. I still am doing support groups. I still have a sponsor. I need to talk to him more. But, this just wasn't taken easily, this decision, or like simply, or cavalierly. Like this was a very long thought out thing. And, it's like, I don't know, in my mind, it's like you think what visually like explains this perfectly, it's the Indiana Jones scene when he's got the bag of sand and he's got the treasure and he thinks, I'm just going to quickly slide one over so this trap never even knows that something was missing. It's just like I'm going to do with this medication. My brain's never going to know anything is even up. Slide the bag over, right? And you drop the bag of sand and you think, okay, that's going to be it. What happens? A ball starts rolling out of a chamber. And while I'm not trying to say, these challenges you face are going to necessarily be deadly challenges, or oh my God, it's going to take your life. It's going to be some traumatic thing. I'm just saying, you think it's going to be simple and slide that bag over, and all of a sudden a hidden challenge that you never even knew existed is going to pop out of a door, and you're going to have to learn how to deal with it. I'm just talking about my personal experience, as far as what I went through. And I don't know. And there are some things that I think that I learned throughout the way that were very much worth learning. And there's, stuff that, like I said, I never expected to face. But I guess I just want to make that clear. It wasn't a quick. It just wasn't a quick decision. And I don't know, like as I'm saying that, it's like I'm like noticing myself like wanting to be accepted with this decision. And now I'm starting to question, like, I mean, how much those comments, really were hurting me. Maybe they were more than I thought, but um, I don't know. I guess moral of the video is, and it was a reminder for myself too, because when I saw people maybe kind of doing it to me, obviously it begs the question: have I, been like this with other people? And maybe I have. This kind of flippant of like, yeah, well, oh yeah, well, obviously, dude, don't do that. What are you doing? Go do this. It's like, and it's real easy to type that off in comments and stuff, but it's like, um, I know for myself, I need to just, understand that everybody's in their own situations. Everyone's going to do the best they can, and everyone's going to make decisions based on what they see and how they see it. And it's a good reminder for me to just, whether I agree with it or not, support people, especially the people that, I know at heart, who they really are and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know. That's all I have for now. I just, I'm still going to make kind of videos like this if I have something on my mind, and then, we'll start mixing in some of the creative and fun stuff too. But I don't know if I ever want to like lose this part of the channel where I just kind of have these talks, and I'm what I'm kind of really obsessed with right now is like, how do I maintain the sincerity of this channel, but then also branch out in other directions with it. And I don't know if I even should on this channel, if I should build something new. These are all the things that are always going on in my head. But either way, I just want to, continue to do what I'm doing, and, we'll try and help some people along the way. And I don't know. I'm just going to continue to try to do the best I can. But, all right. Love you guys.